So before we learn about what a graphite art and how it is done, it is important to understand the tool which we use to do the graphite art. That is by the graphite pencils. As you know, in graphite art, we use only the pencils or the graphite powder to create the whole picture. The correct tone and values are one of the important part of the art. But how can only one pencil provide you with different tones and the grades? So we have different grades of pencils depending on the tone you want to give. So the grades of the pencils are either H, B, or togetherly HB. Observe your pencil, there must be a grade written on it. Either it can be H, or it can be HB, or B grade pencils. So what are these different three pencils used for? H denotes the word hard, whereas B means black. So as you can see, black suggests darkness, and H, that is hard on the paper, gives you a lighter shade, and then HB gives you a medium shade. So if I use the H grade pencil, you can see I have the H grade pencil, and if I put it on the paper, it is not very smooth and also very light. But if I use, let's say, B grade pencil, these are very smooth on the paper and also gives darker shades. So the H is used to give the lighter shade, B is used to give the darker shade, whereas HB togetherly is neither too hard nor too black and gives us a medium shade. So you can see the difference in the tone and also understand the purpose of different grades of the pencil. As the numbers of the B grade pencils increases, the darkness also increases. For example, this is I did using the 4B pencil. Then I'll be using now 7B pencil. Okay, let's see the difference. You can see the 7B is more dark as compared to the 4B. So as the number increases, the darkness also increases. It is just the opposite with the B grade, H grade pencils. For H grade pencils, the lightness increases with the increase in the number. For example, here I'll be using the H grade pencil. It's very light, not even visible. And then I'll be using 2H pencil. And if you see, it is more light as compared to the 2H grade pencil. So here, as the number increases, the lightness also increases. And here, as the number increases, the darkness also increases. So let's understand the tones. We have dark tone, which is very dark. Then we have medium tone. You can do all these dark, medium, light tone just by using one pencil as well. It's just you need to know what is the correct pressure you need to put on the paper. I'm using the same pencil for the medium tone, only the pressure I'm going to decrease. And you can see this is little lighter as compared to this. This is my medium tone, and then comes the light tone. For the light tone, again, I'll be using the same pencil, only the pressure I'll be putting is very less. So if you see, for the dark tone, I was holding the pencil like this. From the tip, medium, I went little at the top. Then for the light, I'm keeping a good amount of space between the lid and my hand so that I can put a very less pressure on the paper. So this is your dark, medium, and light tone. Again, we'll go like this, dark. Slowly we'll go to medium, and then we'll have the light tone. So this is how your value changes from dark to medium, medium to light. Then if you see, we have different shading techniques because just we are using pencils. So to make the artwork interesting, you have different shading techniques. In all the techniques, you can put dark, medium, and light tone. For example, if I take hatching, is the first technique we'll be learning. Hatching is nothing but just we do straight lines. Okay, we do the straight line to shade the object. Now if the lines are closer to each other, this will give you a dark tone, but if you leave a little space between the lines, this will give you a medium tone, whereas if you leave a lot of space between the lines, this will give you a light tone. So the lines very close to each other, then you have little space for the medium tone and lot of space for the light tone. For the cross hatching, we take the inspiration from the cross, or you can say it's look like a alphabet X. So the cross hatching is also the same. Here I'll be using the diagonal lines. Again, if the lines are closer, this means it gives you a dark tone, medium tone, and then comes the light tone. Now cross, which means I'm done with this side. Now I'll go like this, okay? So here again, I'll be using the lines going diagonal. So this is my cross hatching and this is my hatching. Then comes stippling. Stippling is nothing but using dotted lines. Okay, here we'll be using the dotted lines to shade the part. The dotted lines, or you can even say just dots. If the dots are too close to each other, that will give you a dark tone. If you leave a little space between the dots, that will give you a medium tone. Whereas if you leave a lot of space between the lines, that is going to give you a light tone. Then comes a fun one, that is scribbling. You just need to scribble to shade the object. Okay, scribbling. Now you all already know how to scribble. You just need to do circle, 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 circle inside. If the circles are too close to each other, that will give you a dark tone. If you leave a little space between these lines, this will give you a medium tone. And if you leave a lot of space, that will give you a light tone. Then we have the fifth one, that is smudging. Okay, so smudging is like how you fill the colors in your artwork. You just fill them like this, right? You do not leave any white space to it. And then using your finger or tissues or cotton, anything, you just mix them. This helps you to give a very smooth effect to your artwork. So you have more shading techniques and styles which you can explore on yourself. These are some of them. And you can come up with your own style as well. That is your creativity, how you shade a particular object. For example, let's take a flower. For the simple flower, you can shade it using different techniques. For example, I can use stippling for the circle. Then you can go for scribbling, smudging, hatching, cross hatching, or anything which you want to try on your own. Like I'll be using hatching here to shade the flower. This way you can come up with multiple styles and techniques of the shading to make your artwork interesting.